Hi, we're back again for another episode of ThatShowEh on Twitch Tuesdays. I'm your host this evening, Korean. Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Jay Ray.
Robbie Ray.
And we have a special guest this evening, Mr. Kyle Wilson.
Happy to be here.
So Kyle has quite the glittering career, starting from basketball. Started with White Rock Christian.
Yeah.
And how did that go for you?
Well, that's the start of my career is through basketball. I just started as about in grade 6. Picked up a basketball one day, watched a Michael Jordan video, and I said, this is what I want to do. And I just went to the court every day, practice, got better, and then that was my goal, was just to get a scholarship at university and play basketball. So that's how that all started for me in grade 6, and then.
And you guys won the championship, right, in your grade 10 year?
Yeah, my grade 10 year, we played AAA, and we're a small school, one of the small schools in all of BC.
Mm-hmm.
I think my graduating class had about 23 kids in it.
Yeah.
Damn. And we won the championship in BC for the best team in BC.
Yeah. And then went on from there. In your grade 12 year, you won the MVP award.
Yeah, we got second that year, my grade 12 year, but we played a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
So other Division I players were on it, 2 or 3 were on the other team that we played.
Uh-huh.
So it was a really good game, but we lost then. But then I went on to play basketball and scholarship from there.
Yeah, I'm sure that J Ray or Robbie have questions
I
for
think
you.
I played with you guys a little bit back in the day, didn't I?
In your White Rock days.
You
your
didn't play
cousins,
me.
your cousins, yeah.
You played my brother.
Yeah, your brother.
Yeah.
Back in Surrey.
Yeah, go for Park.
Yeah.
Didn't you used to go watch him? Didn't you used to go out of your way to go watch him play?
Yep. Well, whenever my brother played.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd go out there.
Yeah.
And watch.
Yeah. And what did you think back then when you saw him play?
It was cheap.
Yeah.
It was like, this guy was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
Did you think you were seeing like the next, like, I don't know, like Nash?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. For sure.
Everybody had like the same sort of mentality in terms of like Kyle, like this guy was like the next stop.
Yeah.
I came up a little short, but
Yeah.
it was close.
Yeah. So then you went to, like you said, you went to UMass.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
Well, like I said, I actually did originally commit to Villanova. I went on an official visit to Villanova, and I took a visit to the University of Florida.
Uh-huh.
And then I ended up choosing to go to Villanova, which is the best basketball school now.
Yeah.
And I verbally committed to them, and then the coach at the time, Steve Lapis, got fired right after I had committed to the school.
Okay.
So he got fired, and he took a job at University of Massachusetts. So he convinced me to come there. He promised that I'd be his first recruit, and so he brought me to UMass, and so that's where it started for my college career at UMass. That's how it happened.
Okay, cool.
And I went there.
Yeah, and then shortly after that, you came back to Canada, and you decided to get into poker.
Yeah, well, my college career it lasted 3 years.
Yeah.
For basketball, I went a year and a half at UMass. Things didn't work out the way I wanted at UMass as far as the playing time and the people that with the personnel that was there from the previous coach.
Yeah.
There was a lot of players in my position that were my age, and it just and also it was, as an 18-year-old kid, I just I was homesick. Like I didn't realize it was always my dream to play college basketball, but once you get there and you're living like in Boston, like Massachusetts by yourself, like I got a little homesick. I was like, man, I should have chose somewhere like in California or Washington, so I could like at least when you grow up your whole life at your parents' house, and all of a sudden you're living by yourself in the dorm in the middle of in the East Coast. So then I was like, I want to come back and live on the West Coast. So I decided to transfer and head back to.
And you had a scholarship.
All of it was on scholarship. And so then, so I picked up my stuff and I moved to San Jose State, which is in the Western Athletic Conference.
Okay.
Good conference and then went there for another year and a half, sat out half a year, and then played. And then at the end of that, I just didn't like it that much. We were a pretty bad team, and I didn't get along with the coach at all. We got in actually like a huge fight the last game of the season, and I just said, I'm just gonna head home and start playing. I'm gonna play basketball back at home. I'm gonna finish my schooling there.
Yeah. And not many people know this about you. You're a young dad. You had kids at a young age, so you probably want to get back to them too.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Actually, to tell you the truth, I ended up about halfway through the second year at UMass. I actually brought her there with my young son who I had in high school, and so they were there. But yeah, it was just we at a young age we just missed our families and stuff. So got back, went to the West Coast, and then that was part of it. We actually had our second kid at my very end in San Jose. We had a baby in San Jose. My daughter was born in California.
And now you have 4 kids, right?
Yep. Yeah. With her. Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. At a young age.
It's pretty awesome.
And then you shortly after that you decided to get into poker.
Yeah. So how that went is I came back home and I was all about basketball still. I came back and I told the coaches at UBC and that I would come back and play there, and that was exciting. So the plan was that I was going to just go back to school there on scholarship and finish up my degree, and play there. But what happened was, what happened when I came back is that you're forced to sit out 1 year when you transfer back to school in Canada.
So you're bored.
So I came back and I had 1 year off, and they were like, well, I could go to school for a year and not play basketball. But I was like, you know what, like I need to, I have a young family now, I need to make a little bit of money, and like they can't give you money, and it's against the rules and stuff. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna spend a year working and just like do something different, and then I'll play next year. I'll set out my year and I'll start playing. So I started out, I was like, I'm gonna get into landscaping. So I went and worked for my cousin for 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? No, for sure. 3 days, and we ended up just goofing off the whole time, and we made money, but I was like, he was paying me or whatever, $15 an hour, but I was just like, this is too hard. Like I can't do this. No. Right? So
your first job?
That was my first kind of really. It was for 3 days. Sure. He just took me along on a job that he had.
Yeah.
So he had a job doing it. Like he got a job like redoing this guy's like ravine in his property. And he's like, come help me. I'll pay you $15 an hour. I'm like, so I worked for a few days there, and so we did that. It was actually pretty funny. Like the first day we spent just building a trailer, he just took me along on a job that he had. So he had a job doing it. Like he got a job. Yes, I did that. But then he was just getting into poker, and he's like, "Come help me, I'll pay you." And they were playing, messing around. Online poker was just kind of days there. People were like kind of doing it, and so we did that. And he was like, "Oh yeah, like it's actually less money." Like the first day we spent just building a trailer. He just took me along on a job that he had. So he had a job when I was living in the States. He got a job at like ESPN. Yes, I did that. But then he was just getting into poker, and he's like, "Come help me." And they were playing, messing around online poker. Like I was into poker, but then I liked it, but I didn't really play. But my cousin sat down and we did that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like it's actually less money." Like the first day we spent, so he just got me a trailer. He just took me along on a job that he had. So he had a job when I was living in the States. He got a job at like ESPN. Yes, I did that. But then he was just getting into poker, and he's like, "Come help me." And they were playing, watching online poker. And I'm just gonna try this.
What suited to you?
Yeah, so I just sat in there with my computer, and for like 9 months straight, 10 months straight, I think I took maybe 3 days off.
Yeah.
Like I never drank, never did anything like that.
You just dedicated.
And I never did anything before that, and then I just sat there and just wanted to become the best at it, because it was growing like every day. I remember calling my brother and stuff. And being so excited, we'd be like, "Oh, I just won $300 today." It was like just the greatest feeling, right? It was like, it's like, yeah, we had aces, and it was just exciting. And like you play, and then it would be like we'd lose, and we talked through it, and then we'd win, and then once you spend that much time, and I had talent for it. You start to figure out people and what they're doing. Like I still do it. Like even today, I spent 2 hours playing poker, right? So I sat in the basement, so exciting. And then I just all of a sudden I grew with the game, and like full tilt poker had just started, and party poker was going. And I grew it from the bottom, and then I had like a few years, or within that first year, I had saved like, I think I made about $250,000 like in the first year.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
And so I had that saved, up, and then it was the end of that first year, and I was supposed to go back to UBC, and now I was just on the beginning of my run, like my hottest I've ever been. I think I won like $30,000 a month for like 3 months straight, and I was just like, I was excited. Oh yeah, I was just the end of that year. I bought my first house. Yeah. Bought a house in White Rock.
It's hard to walk away from that kind of money.
Yeah, so I bought a house in White Rock. Yeah, it was just pretty crazy. Yeah. In White Rock, I bought it. It was $499,000. Like
at that time.
Yeah, right now that house is like 1.3 million. That's the same house. Yeah. So it's like it's crazy how they I think I did sell it 2 years later for like $750. But anyway, so I bought my first house. I put down like 50% of the money, like it was on the place. But
you went.
Anyway, so I just kept playing poker. So that was my thing. So now
and then you went on to Vegas and you went on to play World Poker Star, and you made millions. Almost.
Yeah, I did. I did make a few million.
How'd you transition into playing at home through a computer into going to Vegas and playing at these tables and being at this stage?
Yeah, that was a very big transition. That's probably the hardest transition, because what happens is online poker players are like they have the most like structure to their game. Like they because they play so many hands, they have the most experience like in hands.
Okay.
But there's a whole nother level to live poker, which is like reading people, understanding things, understanding how people are playing. Like there's like a whole different game to that. If you can combine, the best players in the world can combine both of those.
Okay.
They play a lot online, a lot of hands online, but they also play live. So it did, like the first couple of years I was not a good live player. Like I went from like I was really good online, but that's because I played 6 tables at a time and I just had a small edge, and I made a lot of money off it. But live poker, I was impatient. Like it's just I was not used to live poker is very slow. It's like you like something exciting happens once every 45 minutes. Or live poker, like something exciting happens every minute or every 2 minutes if you're playing that in your hands, right? So you have to get used to being patient and just picking your spots and right. So it took time. I wasn't very good at live poker for years. It took, or not years, but a couple of years. I had talent, but it was a matter of honing it and being able to just relax and be a better player. But eventually I think now I'm actually a better live player than I am online.
Okay.
Than
cool.
Now. But but I did it for 13 years.
Yeah.
Like
it was your career.
Yeah, I didn't start until yes.
Yeah. All right.
So that's
cool. That's a
where
good
it goes.
Good rundown there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about Canadian sport, really, seeing as you're one of our Canadian athletes. You played for the Canada basketball team, right?
Yeah, I did. I played a few months on the main national team. I played for the junior national team for years, a couple of years. But then,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, the junior national team, but the main national team I played for like two months before all the NBA players had got up there. Like it was like when they were still in the NBA, and I just played with them. Yeah. But I was always on.
Did you ever go to the Olympic trials or anything like that? Or?
You know what? The year I was on the junior national team, Canada made the Olympics.
And
so I was. I mean, technically, I was probably the 3rd or 4th point guard. Yeah. But I mean, Nash was on the team, and then like Randy, there was a few guys, a few guys ahead of me. But I was probably the 4th point guard. But they weren't going to take a. I think I was 18-year-old kid probably to.
That's cool though.
Yeah, I was close. I mean, I was on the junior team. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, I guess if a couple guys got hurt, I would have been.
I
would play in the Olympics. Yeah. But yeah, so
that's cool. So I know you know a lot about sports. You gamble on sports too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the Canucks.
Yeah.
And what's going on with them right now?
Okay.
Seeing as we're in Vancouver.
Well, it's actually pretty interesting with the Canucks. What happened this week? Like they ended up losing a lot of games at the end to actually end up finishing second last in the NHL.
Yeah.
Which is good for them in the end, because if you can see, the teams right now that are blowing up in the NHL are the ones that you have to get a number 1, number 2 overall pick.
Okay.
To get these kids, like if you guys look at the Maple Leafs, who were bad for so long, or Edmonton, who got McDavid and Austin Matthews and all these guys. Canucks just ended up getting second last, so there's only, they say this year, there's only 2 kids in the draft that are actually like premier prospects, like a Jack Eichel or an Austin Matthews or something like that. So now what they do now is they have a lottery, like for like what pick we get overall, and the Canucks need to get first or second pick this year, and right now we're in second, so the odds are we're supposed to get the second overall pick. So if the Canucks are going to turn things around, that's how it's going to happen, is by drafting one of these.
What do you think about them losing their coach then?
Well, Willie Desjardins, he was the coach there for 3 years, and he did a good job the first year, but I do think they should go with a younger coach that's going to come up with these young players. Mm-hmm. He was fighting with management, actually, this last season. He was fighting with management quite a bit with them wanting to play more younger players and him not wanting to and wanting to just win now, which really, like I said, it doesn't really make sense once you're out of the playoffs. You actually do want to drop. You actually do want to lose because you need to get. If you're going to be good, you can't just be mediocre. You either have to be really good or really bad, and so you get good draft picks, right? That's the key to the NHL, or else you just don't get premier talent, right? You need to get the top guys in the draft. So I think Canucks' future is bright.
It's going to take a while.
We got to get the second overall pick, and then or first or second pick this year. Mm-hmm. Hope that kid turns out to be a superstar, and then you draft well around him and pick up good free agents, and we'll see.
Do you guys have any questions about hockey or the Canucks?
Go ahead. Please.
I mean, it is exciting where the Canucks are going. I mean, they did lose. The Sedins are pretty much done. It sucks. They're 36, 37 years old now.
This is their second last year?
Yeah, the next year is the last year of the contract.
As fans of the Vancouver Canucks, you think that we should still be going to the stadium and supporting them, paying the amount that they're asking to view these players that are basically coming to their end?
I mean, yeah, I think they should. Yeah. I mean, I went to a lot of games this year. I probably went to 10 games.
Because they were cheaper, right?
It was super cheap. Yeah, I love hockey games. But yeah, I would support them. The Sedins are I mean, like amazing. Legends, yeah. They're absolute legends. Yeah. They have the most points in Canucks history. Mm-hmm. They're some of the greatest people. Like they donate millions of dollars to the hospitals around. Mm-hmm. Like they're like to not support those guys would be crazy. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the owner. Like he did jack the prices when we were good. So I do understand the boycott maybe a little bit, but overall, I mean, why not? I mean, you know, to tell you the truth, they say like there's not many people go to the games, but every game I went to it's pretty much full and it's loud. Like there's a lot of better fans now that's cheaper too.
Yeah, that's
so I went. Well, it's true. A lot of the rich fans when it was $300 a seat. Yeah, right. They're all just guys coming out. Like they're not like. I felt the games were pretty loud this year. Like, it was not bad the atmosphere.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, do you know much about the Canada hockey team or any local Canadian talent coming up?
I don't know if I know about any kids that are coming up. Like it's hard to know that. Like I mean, we got. Canada, it's our best sport in the world. Like, we are the best at hockey. I mean, what we got. I mean, if you look at the NHL young guys for Team Canada, I think we won the last 2 Olympics. But actually, the NHL just announced last week that they are not participating in the Olympics this year. Oh, for hockey.
Yeah. Okay. So perfect. I was just going to ask, how do you feel about NHL players not being allowed to play in the Olympics? They're not being allowed to represent their. Their home countries. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty big issue this week in the NHL. Like, all the players, like the best player or one of the best players in the world, Alex Ovechkin, said he's going anyway. Yeah. And during the season, he's like, I'm going, and like some people say that. So it's interesting because the NHL, I mean, they pay their players millions of dollars, and they're saying they're not going because they're fighting with, I think, the IOC, the Olympic Committee, right? Okay. About paying for stuff or insurance or whatever.
It's insurance.
Yeah, I think that's big part. And then they take 2 or 3 weeks out of their season, but they're not going. They said. Okay. Yeah, it's looking like they're not going to be going. So I mean, I'm Team Canada. We've won the last 2 Olympics. Yeah. As far as a team, So I don't know further back. We're going to end up just sending a bunch of 20-year-old kids to the Olympics this year. But
do you think Sidney Crosby is up there?
Is the best?
Yeah.
Right now, he's still. I think he's the best player in the world. But I mean, Connor McDavid is
He's just killing it right now.
Yeah, I think he was the only player in the NHL to have 100 points this year.
Yep.
And he, I think he's 19 years old, 20 years old.
19.
Yeah, 19 years old.
That's ridiculous. And sorry, is he American or Canadian?
Canadian.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And I mean, he's about to start his first playoffs tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
First playoffs, and but I mean, the kid he brings hockey to another level. I've never seen anybody skate like him or anybody score like him. So
you just check if it's he has the longevity to last.
Yeah, like Sid the Kid is like, I think he's probably what, like 32 or 33 or something like something like so he's getting there. Like he's probably like he's right in his prime right now. Probably like a couple years left, and then he'll go down a bit too. But he's on a better team overall. Like the Penguins probably. But.
Okay.
But it's gonna be fun playoffs to watch. It start tomorrow.
Okay.
First
exciting.
Can't wait.
Basketball, NBA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exciting too.
Yeah.
Same.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Had a crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Do you watch the last game where he had 50 points or whatever, or no? Or just
he broke the record? Was the last game?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, the second last game of the season. Yeah, I mean, Oscar Robertson is from the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He averaged a triple-double for 4 years straight.
Yeah.
Way back in the 50s. But no one's even come close.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually averaged a triple-double this year. Like I think he averaged 28, 10, and 10.
Mm-hmm. As a player, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
His attitude outside or
I'm not the biggest Russell Westbrook fan. To tell you the truth. We'll see how this playoff goes. To tell you the truth, the two MVPs this year are playing first round of the playoffs. We got James Harden versus Russell Westbrook, and
former teammates.
Yeah, but I just the way Westbrook, he does do it all. Like it's true, but I don't know if he's really a team player. Like,
he's not a team player.
I think at the end of the day, like I think Durant. That's why he left. It's just he's a spectacle. Like everything is about him. He's always. Playing to the crowd, I'm just not a huge fan of him. I'm more of a I'm into a guy like a Steve Nash or LeBron James or guys that are like they're just better teammates. I find, or even Durant or Steph Curry or those guys. So those are more my type of people. So a lot of people do love Russell Westbrook, and he is amazing.
He's an amazing talent for sure.
Not a huge fan, just like anybody.
Westbrook or Harden? Who do you think is going to get MVP?
Well, you know what? Until 2 weeks ago, I would say I was just for sure Harden was going to win because I thought that they have a better record and actually if you go on the online things, I was going to bet it like he was the favorite to win it for most of the year. But the last 2 weeks here, Harden hasn't done much. They've kind of just been average, and Westbrook has went on an absolute tear. Yeah. So I do think Westbrook will win MVP, but. This first round of playoffs is going to determine who's. I mean, I think the awards actually the votes are in for this playoff series, so I don't think it really matters.
Right.
But I mean, we'll see who wins the series because I think Rockets are the 3rd seed, and I think Thunder is the 6th seed, and they play the first round of the playoffs.
Okay.
So I mean, that's going to be a fun series to watch because I think it's going to be a tight series. And in case you didn't know, like Harden played there, he was drafted by them. He played with Westbrook.
I know that. I said that.
So they're going to play each other.
Ibaka, they had a good team back then.
Ibaka and they went to the finals with LeBron James and them.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting for sure.
Yeah. Do you know much about Canadian basketball? Like Canadian talents coming up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually the most exciting thing for me. Like of all the teams I watch or teams I root for, like Canada basketball for me is number one because I spent some time with them, and now I watch the kids that are being drafted and stuff like that and coming up.
Yeah,
I think next the only team that has a chance to compete with the U.S. in the next 4 to 8 years in the Olympics is Canada. Like I will be number 2 in the world
for basketball.
Oh yeah, within the next. Yeah, I would say maybe next Olympics we'll be we'll compete for a medal, but I think we'll be have the best chance. So we have superstars in the NBA pretty much. Like
who are some of them?
Well, Andrew Wiggins for the Minnesota was the number 1 overall pick.
I know who he is. Yeah,
he is he's an actual superstar who can score on anybody. He's pretty much an all-star, like a borderline all-star.
He's ridiculous. He's really good. Yeah.
So you have that to build around. We have about 3 or 4 big men that are like they're starters in the NBA. Like they're not great. From Kelly Olynyk to Tristan Thompson and stuff like that. So we have those pieces, power the forwards, and then we have some great point guards. Like we had the number 5 overall pick this year, who's having an incredible year already.
What's his name?
Jamal Murray.
Okay.
For Denver Nuggets. And then we have Corey Joseph, the Nugget or the Raptors backup. So we have good guard play. We have good wings and we have good big guys, and like they're all NBA. Like I think we have on our Canadian team, there'll be 10 to 12 NBA players on the team.
Okay, cool.
So,
what do you think of Vancouver getting an NBA team?
Yeah, well, that's crazy because we had one. So
yeah.
But I went to a lot of games back then too. Yeah. It's tough. Like, the commissioner says that was his biggest mistake when he was there, is letting Vancouver leave. We kind of got robbed by a guy, a shiesty owner in Memphis that came and bought the team and moved it away. But I think with the support and the way the city is international, I think there's a good chance that they come back to Vancouver within the next 10 to 15 years maybe. I mean, there's a few cities that need to get teams. Yeah. Seattle will get a team back. Las Vegas will get a team soon. But after that, I think Vancouver is one of the top 3 or 4 cities that will get a team. They want to be in Canada. The Raptors are very successful.
Toronto Raptors doing really well, yeah.
It's one of the best franchises in the NBA, I'd say.
I think we'll leave it off there for sports unless you guys have any other questions. What do you guys think?
No, not really.
I'd like to ask you about some funny stories from your amazing past. Tell us a funny story.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell a gambling story.
Yeah.
Okay, this is when I was in the prime. I told my story here about when I was had a lot of money at the time, and I wasn't always good with my money. Like I you know, like I would blow it and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
You lived in Vegas for a while, right?
Yeah. Vegas and LA, between those two. But okay, this is just a gambling story. So I was in LA playing poker, and I had quite a bit of money, but not that much. Maybe I had like $250,000, okay, to my name, which is a lot, but it's not. So I'm at the casino playing poker all day in LA, okay, with my best friend at the time. His name's Greg, and he's a big athlete, hockey guy as well. And we were gambling a lot these times too. Like, we bet a lot of games. So we usually, like, you know, we go to a Canucks game, and we bet like $1,000 on the game. And so it's like, not it's money, but it's but it wasn't that big with how much money I had. So I spent the day playing poker at the casino, and I think both of us came together about 6 o'clock, and the Anaheim Ducks had a game that night at 7. And it was like 6 o'clock, and we looked at each other like, "How are you doing today?" And I was like, I think I was down like 17,000, and he was down like 8,000, and we're like, "This day is horrible. Like, we're not gonna make our money back playing poker. Like, we need to do something else." And our bookie lived in LA, so like he was like at the casino with us. So we were, and he'll take action up to any amount. Okay. So we're sitting there, and we're like the Ducks, the Anaheim Ducks, they cannot lose tonight. And at the time, they that's what we convinced. We're like they can't lose. They were the best team in the NHL. Okay. They had like Pronger and Niedermeyer, and I think they won. I think they won the Stanley Cup that year. Nice. Like, they were really good. We were gonna go to the game. It's really always fun to go to a game. And they were playing a team, St. Louis Blues at the time, and they were like, they were supposed to, like, they were much better. So, and we were gonna go to the game. We had tickets to the game, so we're like, we can go to the game. And like, instead of sitting around here playing poker, we're like, we're down too much money. We gotta try to get even. So we convinced each other, like, Ducks can't lose. Yeah. Timmy's here. We're gonna bet the game. What do you want to do? And so we're like, you had to lay like almost 2 to 1 on your money. But anyway, we ended up putting we came up with we put $65,000 in the game. Okay. Wow. Combined between the two of us, so 65 to win like. Yeah, to win like 40,000. So we're like, if we win, we're gonna be like, if the Ducks win, which they're gonna do automatically, like we're gonna win, like, it's free money. Yeah. We're like, I would have ended up winning 4,000 at the time. That'd be like, I win 4,000 on the day. He wins like 10. We're like, this is the greatest bet ever. Like, let's do it. We each put down $30,000 each. Yeah. Right. So we're like, okay, let's go this game, right? Yeah. And like, you just don't really think about it, but then it's like you're just expecting to win like 3-0, and it's like, easy game, like whatever, I get my money. Right? So we get to the game and watch the game, and we're sitting like 9th row. We're like, this is fun, like, but I'm a little nervous, right? Yeah, it's like I in my mind I was convinced like that I'm going to get even and make money. But I never really thought, oh wait, I'm gonna be down $57,000. This is not good. Or $47,000, right? Yeah. So I'm like, so then we go to the game, and literally, like, the Ducks peppered them the whole time. This goalie for St. Louis stands. I remember I looked at the shots, and the shots were like 29 to like 11. Wow. Like it just destroyed them like the whole game.
Yeah.
And St. Louis is at 1-0 all game. All game. Like every shot, just like their goal is just like staying like best game of his life. Right? Right? So it gets to now it's the third period starting, still 1-0, right? Yeah. And I'm literally at the point that I'm like now I'm like actually getting nervous. I'm like I'm about to lose a lot of my money. Like this is not good, right? So I couldn't even sit in my seat anymore. I started just walking around the stadium. I'm like, you know the concourse thing?
Yeah.
So I started like walking around it. Like I wasn't talking to my buddy. I was just like, what am I doing? Like, can we not just get a goal? Like, please, right? Right? Like, come on, right? And then finally, like 6 minutes left, I hear the crowd erupts, right? So 1-1. Right?
No way.
So they tie up. I run back in like so jacked. Like both of us are like, yes, we're almost out. Like we're both like, I mean, the money's big for us. Like we're like, what?
No, that's a lot of money.
Right? Come on. And our bookie is a good friend of ours. So like we literally like talk to him every day. He's our friend. So it gets and then it ends. The overtime ends. Okay, and there's like a little break before the overtime starts. Yeah. And we look at each other. We're like, man, we gotta try to get out of this. Like, this is so much. Right? I'm like, to ride on just 1 5-minute overtime, right? Like what? Well, like we're in Anaheim. Like we just got so lucky to tie it up because we can't call our booking and get out of it. Yeah. But now it's like it's 1-1. Like let's call him. So I'm like, okay, let's try to get out. So he calls the bookie. He's like, okay, we make a deal with him. Like Greg had wanted a bet, and basically it was to call off the bet, the $60K bet. It was basically like it was like maybe a couple thousand, but it was like basically call off. And like the bookie answers, and like the puck's about to drop, and we make a deal. We're like done, bets off, right?
Yeah, and then they won.
No. Anaheim wins the face-off. Yeah. 2 passes, goal. Right? Yeah. Oh my God. And the whole crowd erupts. Like win. And we both just put our heads down. Two people, like, why would you answer your phone like to the guy? Right? Like why do we do that? Right? So it's like. It was the biggest ups and downs. I ended up walking away, and so that was my biggest sports bet I ever made, and the biggest, second biggest sports bet.
It's like the end of season 5, The Suits.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
But yeah, so that's
pretty. Yeah, that's wow. That's a lot of money. You came through that.
I would not let that go ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's just tough because it's like if it goes the other way, right? I mean,
100%.
So at the time, like it was crazy how fast they scored. Like
they
couldn't score all game. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's like wins the face-off, Niedermeyer pass, breakaway score. It's like it must have been 17. It was 14 seconds into the period. Like it was insane.
And like basically just got off the phone with
we literally just hung up the phone. We're like, yes, and we were like high five. Like, yes, we're out of this. Yeah. We had to do it, and then we scored. We're just like. we were supposed to be celebrating with the crowd, but we were just like so sad.
Imagine your bookie on the other side of that phone.
Oh yeah, he probably cared a little bit too.
Yeah, probably happy by it. Yeah. Okay.
That was cool.
There's your story.
Yeah, that's a good story. So we're gonna end up like asking you questions with your predictions for the NHL season and the NBA season.
Okay.
Who do you think is gonna win for NHL?
Well, I have quite a few pools and a lot of things going. For
NHL
Tell me
this year. Right?
I think the NHL is always.
Are you in the fantasy leagues? By the way?
Yeah, I do daily stuff.
Okay.
And I'm also in some ones with buddies and stuff like that. But I mean, the NHL is very wide open. I think there's a lot of teams that can make a run. But I'm actually predicting and hoping for. I think this is Washington's year.
Okay.
I do think that Ovechkin's never won, and they're very deep. They added some nice guys on the blue line. They have a great goalie, and I think their coach now has been there 2 or 3 years, and they have a really good coach, Barry Trotz, and I just think that this is their year. Penguins lost their best defenseman for the playoffs, and I just think that this is Washington's year overall. That's what my prediction. They are the best team in the NHL.
That's who you're betting on.
I am betting on them, but they did have the best record this year too, so it's not that bold a prediction. I think they're probably the favorite to win.
Okay.
But I do think that I am rooting for Ovechkin because I've watched the guy play for like 12 years now or whatever it is, and he's been the best goal scorer. Nice. So I would like to see the guy raise the cup and stuff like that. So I mean, Washington is my prediction in hockey this year.
Very cool.
Yeah, not that bold, but
okay.
And with your fantasy league, I'm not like I don't know how it works too well. Like I don't play NHL fantasy, but with that, like, is there certain players that you would like pick?
Target.
Yeah, target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way when you do playoff pools and for hockey, it's basically you want teams that go far because as teams get eliminated, I mean your players aren't getting any more points, right? So you want to pick when you do a fantasy or playoffs, you definitely want to pick the 2 teams or 3 teams that you think are going to go to the finals or the semifinals, and then you want to pick the best players from those teams. So for me, I was all about Washington, and then from the West, I'm kind of predicting actually Minnesota from the West, which is kind of a bold one, but I actually like Chicago and Minnesota to come out of the West.
All right, cool. And how about NBA?
There we go, NBA. Yeah. I mean, the rest we're running out of time. Let's go into the NBA.
Yeah,
we'll play that.
Yeah.
As far as the NBA, I mean, another one that's not very bold at all, but I think it's pretty obvious the 2 teams that are going to the finals. I don't think it's even going to be close. So I think it's going to be a rematch of last year with the Golden State and Cavs. Both of them got way better.
Do you think Golden State will take it this year?
This year, I do think Golden State will win. Yeah. Okay. Last year, I had bet Cleveland. I had everything on. I didn't think that Golden State was going to win it all last year. I was completely against them. They actually shocked me. I thought they were supposed to lose to Oklahoma City. But this year, with adding Durant and that, I think it's going to be a good series. But I think this year, I like Golden State in 6 or 7 or 7 actually. I like them to win it at home in Game 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. And you said MVP. Russell Westbrook?
I think Russell Westbrook will get MVP. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go into a game and we're gonna end it off there. A game is sports trivia.
Sports trivia.
Yeah.
We'll see how we all go. I think we all know who's gonna win this.
Oh,
I don't know.
We'll see. The odds-on bet would be.
Sports is what I like to do.
All right. So asking the questions will be Ayla.
Ayla.
Hi, Ayla.
Not on camera, but she's here.
I have random ass questions. Okay, I'll start off with an easy one. Who is the most decorated Olympian of all time?
Oh.
Michael Phelps, Paavo Nurmi, Mary Lou Retton, or Carl Lewis?
Do we have to hit a buzzer or just pick up
what should
our hands?
we establish grounds?
That's a tough one.
I know who won that.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
How are we doing this though? Uru. So in past games we've just been making random sounds.
We should all get a guess, and then she doesn't tell us till after.
Oh, okay. We all
say somebody.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
Right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or should we divide into groups and someone makes
what does the most decorated mean? That is most medals?
Most
medals,
decorated,
yeah. All right. Well, I'm locking in Michael Phelps. Locked in.
What? I'll also say Michael Phelps.
Yeah, you can choose the same answer.
You get revoked some medals.
What?
Oh, you were chosen.
Yeah,
I go Michael Phelps.
I'm pretty sure it is Michael Phelps. Yeah.
Yes. So American swimmer Michael Phelps holds all-time records for Olympic medals, which is 28.
Okay, sweet. So who was the points there?
Well,
everyone gets the points. Well, he didn't say anyone, so you get none.
Yeah, you actually. Wow. Did you think Michael Phelps or no?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, yeah.
You thought it.
Well, then we're all on the same until someone.
Okay, this is gonna be good.
Which of the following NFL coaches has the best playoff record? Bill Belichick, Barry Switzer, Chuck Noll, or Jimmy Johnson?
Chuck Noll.
You said NHL?
No, NFL.
NFL. Billy Belichick. Damn,
the best playoff record, right?
Oh, best playoff
percentage
record.
or what? Yeah.
Yes, percentage.
Percentage? Wow, that changes my answer.
Can you say the names one more time?
Yeah,
Bill Belichick, Barry Switzer, Chuck Noll, or Jimmy Johnson?
Chuck Noll.
I'll stick with my answer. I have no idea.
I think it is Bill Belichick.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Jimmy Johnson guy.
It could be.
Jimmy Johnson.
You're all wrong.
Oh.
It was Barry Switzer.
He was the Dallas.
He has a 5-2 record in the playoffs, giving him a better winning percentage.
That's ridiculous. 5 times, 5 wins. That's nothing. Bill Belichick is like 40 and like 50.
Is that what it is?
Like something like that.
That's funny.
Who was the first NFL running back to finish the season with 10 or more carries and gain negative yards?
That's
what?
Impossible.
That's terrible.
This is gonna be like nobody.
Jana Carter, Reggie Bush, Blair Thomas, or Darren McFadden?
Blair Thomas.
I think I might know this one.
I was gonna go
with
Blair.
Like a good running back.
Yeah,
we're all still tied right now. So,
yeah.
What are you guys going with?
I say Blair Thomas.
Okay.
Who was the last guy you said?
Darren McFadden.
Darren McFadden. I don't even know who the hell this guy is. So
He plays for the Cowboys right now.
Oh, for the Cowboys. Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's gonna be someone that got injured that just played like 1 or 2 downs.
What is the first name?
It must be
It's someone that
Carter.
it's someone that had like 1 rush and then they got like their knee taken out 5 yards behind scrimmage.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably the first guy. I'm sticking with the last guy.
Which guy?
McFadden.
I think it's Jerry McFadden because I think it just happened a couple years ago.
I'm gonna go with the first guy.
Oh really? Okay.
Kijana Carter.
Yeah,
sure.
You're all wrong again.
Oh no,
Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush.
Reggie
He did get injured a few years ago. That's probably what happened. He got rounded by a play.
Okay.
We're all tied.
We're
all losing. No, we got one. We got
point.
Oh, okay.
1 point.
What is the record for red cards given in a single soccer game? 24.
Pineapples.
How?
6,
Isn't there like 12 players?
36,
Apple pie.
or 12.
12.
Whoa, 36.
The highest?
It's
The
like
highest red cards in
Yeah.
one single soccer
Oh, I
game.
guess it could be both teams. So what is it?
36. That's
24,
like every player
yeah.
on both teams.
6,
Okay, I'm going.
36, or 12.
I'm going with 24. All 24 players.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh.
I'll go 12.
Can some people
Is there
get
12 players on the field?
No, it's 11 on each side. So.
Oh, and the goalie too, though.
Yeah, it's 11
so
on
it's
each
24.
side.
Oh, 6.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna go
11.
6.
11 with the
I'm going to
goal.
go with the
Oh,
lowest.
so then how can you get 24? The manager gets a red card too?
Yeah, you manager can.
Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna go with the
Sounds
even
good.
one. I'm gonna go with 12 because it sounds like it's right in the middle.
I'm gonna do 24.
I'll go with the ridiculous and go 36.
How is that possible?
It is possible.
How?
You can
Subs,
subs. You
yeah.
can subs. You can subs. You can do
Forgot
subs.
that.
Yeah.
What did you pick, JR?
6.
6? Okay. It was 36.
How?
He kicked off a whole team.
Yeah.
All 22 players.
On both teams. Must be on both
Mhm.
teams.
That's
That's
the
the
And they
game.
came over.
Rubino sent off all 22 players, every substitute, and some technical staff.
That was awesome. Oh man, that was probably the last game.
How does the
Everyone's
medical guy get a red card?
For fighting. For punching somebody.
Yeah.
So
Funny,
funny.
funny.
Oh man.
Robert's
Winning.
Yeah, right.
Which
See how long
tennis
it
player won 470 consecutive matches?
Consecutive matches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Billie Jean King, Esther Vergier, Chris Evert, or Don Budge?
Jeez.
Don Budge.
I'm gonna go with that Everett guy.
I think I might know.
I'm gonna go with
thought that
Esther Revere.
I'm going with Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King.
Okay.
Sounds like
Korean,
an
would you like to pick an actual name that I said?
Billie, what's her name? What was it? What did I say? I said,
What
No,
did I say? I
Korean.
thought I said it right.
What did I
You
thought?
did say it right.
oh, I said it right too.
What
didn't
did you
I?
say? What was his name again?
Billie Jean King,
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Esther Vergier,
Yeah.
Chris Evert, or
Yeah.
Don Budge?
Yeah, I said the Everett guy.
Chris Everett.
I said the
he's
Everett guy.
he's
Okay.
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was Esther Vergier.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Retired after winning
You got it, you
407
Yeah, I got
straight.
that. Well, Esther, I don't know. Sounds
Combining
like she plays
singles and
tennis.
doubles, she won 42 Grand Slam tournaments,
That's a
22
woman.
year-end championships, and 7 Paralympic titles.
Jesus.
Paralympics. I feel like that could be a whole nother episode. That's good.
Yeah, we're gonna get all the fans are gonna write in. Don't make fun of it. No, I'm not making fun of it. Was she paralyzed then? Or else that's cheating, right?
Leading into Paralympics, at the 2000 Summer Paralympics, how many members of the gold medal winning Spanish basketball team were later found to have no disability?
See? Why are we going into cheating in the
2,
Paralympics?
So good.
4, 1, or 10?
10.
10.
All 10?
I didn't have a single.
Was it 2, 4? I will say 2.
2, 4, 1,
Two?
or 10.
I'll go 2.
Or 4. 4.
The ridiculous has been paying
Actually, I
off.
think, wait, I think it might be 1. No, I'll go 2. I'll go 2.
I'll
4.
go with 10.
Has to be 4.
Can't be that many.
It couldn't be 36. It was 36.
Well, that makes sense.
Korea, you're going with 10 as well?
Yeah, sure. Why
The
not?
Spanish team was stripped of its gold medal when it was revealed that 10 of the 12
Oh.
members had no disability.
That's like Billy, the girl that won the tennis matches.
All cheats.
Oh man.
Okay.
How was there no screening? How did that happen?
Well, what makes you retarded, like, or paralyzed? Is there a screening?
I don't know. Okay, fair. There's probably no screening.
Well, what is the official ruling? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you got certified?
they weren't dumb enough? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Don't joke with this.
It's not a good thing to joke about.
Next question.
They did cheat though, so we can laugh at them.
What Chicago Bears running back was known as the Galloping Ghost? Gale Sawyers, Jim Brown, Harold Grange, or Walter Payton?
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
What is the name again?
Browns,
What is the name? The nickname that he had?
Which
the
team was
Galloping
it?
Ghost.
Chicago Bears, right?
Chicago Bears.
Galloping
Chicago
Ghost.
Bears.
I didn't know they had a
Okay,
team.
what was the other two names?
Gale Sawyers,
Yeah.
or Sayers, Jim Brown, Harold Grange, and Walter Payton.
I'm gonna go with the brown guy.
Jim Sawyers.
I'm going to go with
Mm.
Walter Payton because he played for Chicago. That's the only one I know he did.
Oh, okay.
You're all wrong. It's Harold Grange.
Harold
It was a
Grange.
question. I didn't know who that
But
is.
that was back in
I've never-
1920.
I've
so
never
that's
heard
why I
of
know
it.
that
I've
he
never
knows
heard of
it.
that guy.
Yeah. Damn.
The name. I can't remember.
What pitcher holds the record for most complete games in an MLB career? Cy Young, Nolan Ryan, John Sutton, or Roy Halladay?
Cy Young.
Cy Young.
Because the award's named after him. What was the question again?
What pitcher holds the record for most complete games
Most
in an
complete games.
MLB career?
In a career. Cy Young does sound pretty good.
Yeah, right?
I'll go with Nolan Ryan. Ooh. It could have been after the award was named.
I'm gonna bandwagon on
Okay.
Cy Young.
Okay, the bandwagoners won. So
Oh,
that's Cy
yes.
Young.
I'm in last place now.
He's not a safe bet.
Yeah. These are confusing questions.
I picked hard ones.
They're multiple choice. They're hard.
What was the biggest margin of victory ever in a Triple Crown race? 25 lengths, 31 lengths, 12 lengths, or 18 lengths?
Oh, what are they counting as a... Damn, what's the length?
The length is
You're not telling
probably
me
a
this?
horse. The size of the
Length of a horse?
I'm
Oh,
guessing.
okay. Sure.
12. I'll go with 12.
We're not gonna know.
Yeah, we're not gonna... sorry, what were the choices again?
25 lengths, 31 lengths, 12 lengths, or 18 lengths?
I feel like if a horse won by 31 lengths, like, everybody would have been like, what the hell's going on? It's a Triple Crown, no?
Oh, is it in the triple
Triple
crown? What's
Crown.
that?
It's like the biggest derby.
The last one. Yeah, I thought that was like if you win all three.
Wait, I said 12.
Oh,
at
yeah, okay.
least. Maybe I'll go with.
Is it accumulated between all three? I think you're right. It is if you win all three of the major races, right?
That's what Triple Crown is, I thought.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right.
31.
I don't think it matters. We don't know. I'll go 25. Something different.
18.
Than you guys.
Was 25 an option? I'll go 25 too.
25 is an option.
18.
The
Trying to catch up to
answer
you guys.
is 31.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Okay, maybe you guys will get this one. What coach came off the bench to play for his team in the Stanley Cup Finals?
I know this.
Dick Irvin,
Damn.
Well,
Toe
we no,
Blake,
we don't just join
Wayne
his answer.
Gretzky, or Lester Patrick?
I don't know. I thought it was Gordie Howe.
Okay. Sorry, can I get the options again?
Wayne Gretzky.
Okay.
Dick Irvin, Toe Blake,
I don't think
Wayne
he's ever done that.
Gretzky, or Lester Patrick?
I'm gonna go with the Irving guy.
Damn. Lester Patrick.
I'll go with Toe Blake. And
It's Lester Patrick.
Oh,
okay, you guys win.
He was 44.
oh man.
What are you at, Rob? 5.
Yeah, 5, yeah.
Okay. Who was the only person in NBA history to be named Most Valuable Player, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year?
Cowboys.
I know this
Bill
one.
Russell,
I know this one.
Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, or Larry Bird?
I'll go last. I'll go last.
You go
I
last?
know the
I'm going to
answer.
say Phil Jackson.
I'm gonna go Bill Russell.
What was the other one? Oh wait, no, it's Bird. I'm gonna go with Bird.
There's no Larry Bird.
Oh,
Yeah, there was.
The other one.
There was? Okay, it's Bill Russell.
Damn.
Wrong. It was Larry Bird.
Yes.
He played his entire professional career for Boston, winning 3
I didn't know he was
NBA
a coach.
championships and 2 NBA Finals MVP awards. He then served as the head coach of the Indiana Pacers from
not at the same time he didn't do it. At different times.
Yes.
Oh,
and in 2003 assumed the role of president.
Oh, I thought you meant at the same season. Like he was a coach and he played.
He's like the only famous.
He was never coach and played. He did them all at separate times.
Man,
whatever.
Yeah. I was just going with Bill Russell. I just thought.
No, because he was actually their coach and a player, so that's why I thought it was the answer. Right?
Yeah.
No, I said Larry Bird.
He was their coach. All right.
Damn.
In my head, Larry Bird.
What is the PGA record for the highest score on a par 4?
Oh wow.
Eagle.
Wow.
7,
Highest
10, 16, or 13?
You say Eagle?
Yeah, it would definitely be hole in one actually. But.
Yeah.
The highest score on
The
a par
highest
4?
score on a par
That's
4 at a PGA.
16.
7.
I think I saw this the other day actually. What was the options again?
7, 10, 16, or 13.
Should I go? Yeah, should I go with ridiculous?
I said 6.
Go ahead.
I'll go with 10.
I think I saw. I think it's 10.
16.
You were right, Cream.
16. Okay, I'm always going with ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's always ridiculous one. It's always the highest one.
Yeah, right.
Joe.
Okay. What year did China win its first Olympic medal?
Wow.
When did they have
1968, 1952, 1936, or 1984?
84.
1952.
1968.
36.
84.
68.
JR is right with 84.
So what?
They were communists for a long time, so
Yeah, exactly.
makes sense why.
Well, then why didn't you guess that then?
See?
I was hoping that by 68 they were like
You're only 25 years off.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is the last question for 10 points.
This is for the win.
Yes, this is for the
This
win.
is like Final Jeopardy.
Who is it?
What
Jeopardy.
country won the first World Cup? Switzerland,
I know that.
Brazil,
What sport?
Uruguay, or Argentina? I'm
I'll-
gonna
soccer?
assume it was soccer.
I'll go last because I know the answer.
Okay, so
what
what was it again?
What country won the
Sweden.
first World Cup? Switzerland,
Switzerland.
Brazil,
So,
Yeah.
Uruguay,
No.
or Argentina?
I'm going to say it's either Brazil or Argentina.
You have to guess one.
Argentina.
Half and half.
Brazil.
I am gonna go with.
I have to go with Argentina.
I'm gonna go with Brazil for the win.
You're all wrong. It's Uruguay.
Yes.
That was a stupid soccer question. Stupid.
Screw soccer.
So guys, this is our show for this evening. We thank you, Kyle, for coming through.
Thanks for
So much of good
Yeah, thanks
information.
for coming through, man. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. One last thing. Me and Robbie, we known Kyle for a long time, and so has JR. There's this thing that we always notice about you. You're so funny.
Yeah.
You're so funny.
Yeah.
We always wanted to start this thing on Twitter. The things Kyle says.
Yeah.
Because your one-liners, they hit home. They hit home.
Yeah.
And I only wrote down one.
They are gold.
They're gold. I only wrote down one. I'm gonna say it now. But we want to start this. We want to start this thing on Twitter, or even on our show, where we say one-liners from you. Because it's so funny. The only one that I managed to write down was, please don't take this offensively. We were talking about a girl, right? Obviously, and
It's gonna be bad.
and I said, I'm like, Kyle, that girl's pretty hot, and I'm like, isn't she gay? And then you said.
Don't quote me.
No, this is the whole point. This is the whole point of the thing.
Yeah.
She's like, you said. I just want to make sure I say it right.
Oh my gosh.
It was gold.
I don't remember.
No, you wouldn't. You like. No, it's fine. I'll get with her. She's 90%. No, she's lesbian. 90%. So the other 10%, what you could do if you think you could have.
I can try to make it happen.
You can make it happen. But yeah, we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this thing if you don't mind.
No, don't mind.
She's lesbian 90%.
That's
I
cool.
hope
yeah.
it's a lot lower.
This is our show, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back next week. We're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be back next week. Follow us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave
Follow us.
comments. Let us know
Yeah.
how you like it. Sound off.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
pineapples. Korean.
Robbie Ray, once again, thanks again, Kyle, for joining us.
All right. Yeah. Good night.